Football, it's the world's most popular sport, with over 3.5 billion fans across the globe. But have you ever wondered who actually invented football? Well, the answer is not as simple as you might think. Let's dive into the fascinating history of how football, or soccer as some call it, came to be. First off, football didn't come from one single inventor. It evolved over thousands of years. In fact, ancient cultures had their own versions of the game. The Chinese were kicking around a ball as early as 26 BC with a game called Cuju. Players had to kick a ball into a net without using their hands. Sound familiar? The Romans also played a game called Harpastum. It wasn't quite like modern football, but it did involve teams trying to control a ball and pass it over a line. Even ancient Greece had a similar sport called Episkiros, where teams used strategy to outscore each other. But the version of football we know today started to take shape in England during the 1800s. Before official rules were written, people played all sorts of chaotic versions of football. Some where hundreds of players would battle it out in the streets, kicking the ball through town. It was a mix of violence, skill, and fun. Think of it as if every neighborhood invented their own version of football, with no referee to keep things in check. But by the mid-1800s, schools and universities in England began to formalize the rules. Different schools had different ideas. Some allowed carrying the ball, others didn't. In 1863, things changed forever. Representatives from various English football clubs met in London to create a standardized set of rules. And this is when modern football was born. The Football Association, or FA, was created, and it's where the term association football comes from. The FA rules banned using hands, which is how football split from another famous sport, rugby. Once the rules were in place, football spread like wildfire. By the late 1800s, the game was being played not just in England, but around the world. British sailors, merchants, and soldiers brought it to every corner of the globe. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Italy quickly fell in love with the sport. By 1930, the first FIFA World Cup was held in Uruguay, marking the start of football's journey to becoming the world's most beloved sport. From then on, football grew into the global phenomenon we know today, uniting people across continents, cultures, and backgrounds. Think about it. Today, football is more than just a sport. It's a universal language. Whether you're watching Messi score a last-minute goal or you're playing a pickup game with your friends in the park, football has this incredible power to connect people. So, while there's no single person who can claim they invented football, it's clear that the sport is the result of centuries of evolution, passion, and teamwork. From the ancient ball games of China to the street matches of 19th century England, football's history is as rich and diverse as the game itself. And now you know the story behind the beautiful game. So, the next time you're watching or playing football, remember, you're part of a history that stretches back thousands of years.